Anyways, hey, we're live from Port Huron, Michigan. It's Paul Murray and friends. Have you got any friends, Paul? Yeah.
Do I have any friends? Not really. No.
So, and how come you haven't got that ship posted yet, Paul? That was like hours ago.
It's posted.
Oh, okay. I never seen it come up. That's why. When did you post it?
About 3 hours ago. 2 hours ago or so.
Yeah, he said it didn't get there till almost noon.
Well, 12:30, I think it was.
Holy, well, I said it was going to stop, but I figured 11 o'clock. But,
What's up,
It's fun.
Dominic?
I never got notification of it, Paul.
Yeah. It's got 186 views already.
Well, it's funny.
Access.
I never got notification. I'm just looking. No, I just got it. Paul Murray's live now, but I don't have.
Well, it might have been while your system was down too.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh no. Well,
We all know that the notifications don't
Hold on,
always go
chat.
out, right?
yeah, I was on the chat with the guy. Then all of a sudden I lost internet again. So I ended up and I had to call. I ended up talking to somebody else, and
Sarah called me yesterday and said she got a notification for one of my videos. I was like, I didn't post anything yesterday besides a couple shorts.
Hey, how's it going, Dominic?
Hey, good evening, all.
So she checked her notifications. Well, she had gotten it, but it was for a video 2 weeks ago. And she just got it yesterday.
huh?
I was like, what the fuck?
Getting a bit strange.
Okay, there it is now because I had to go find it.
Fucking YouTube, I swear.
I'm subscribed. Bell wrong. I never got nothing. So I even got Evan's Spirit too.
Well, see what the YouTube's been doing here is if you post multiple videos in a day, it doesn't give you multiple notifications. It will just say
Oh,
Paul Murray, and then you'll click on it and it'll be a whole list of shit he put out that day.
Yeah.
It won't be just individual notifications for every single video.
It was on mine
Interesting.
live this morning. That's it.
So, Dominic, how's your evening going?
Well, my evening yesterday went all right, but
You're in
it
the
is
morning now.
Thursday morning.
Yeah. Thursday morning.
Driving
Yeah.
school bus. Oh, okay.
Paul,
Yeah.
any more incidents with the school bus?
No. I got a phone call while I was on my school bus. I didn't pick it up. Come up with area code 647, which is Toronto. Oh, this is UPS. We've tried to deliver your parcel twice now, but if you call us back, we can make a. Fuck off. I don't have anything coming from UPS. Freaking scam.
You should have told him just leave it at the door.
Yeah, leave it at the door.
Yeah. Yeah, go pound salt.
Little Llama Laura says, how dare you be first, Dominic?
It's just the way it went.
I gotta go take a picture.
Saw the notification and said hello. Hot rod.
What's up, Brad?
Hey, Rod. Yeah, I'll pull up that video.
Whoa.
Whoa,
What's
whoa.
wrong?
What do you got?
What have I missed? Huh?
I don't
No,
know.
I was talking to one of the kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Shit, what's going on?
Got a text message from my sister, Paul.
Yeah, what'd she have to say?
I have a gazebo. Was delivered sometime today in my driveway by the garage door. I stole your green tarp. Need you to help me move it somewhere else. 350 pounds.
Oh,
I'll
Jesus.
be putting together soon. You see how much rain we're going to get on the weekend? The
I
Friday.
know we're gonna be swimming.
Oh, they said 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. But holy crap, that's a lot of water.
Kids are gonna go walking down the road in a minute with 3 shoes on, 2 on their feet, 1 in their ass, and I'll knock it off.
Uh,
Out there fighting over a fucking pack of crackers. Like, really, guys?
no. Hey, Z. Nice.
It looks like the Wish version of the Titanic, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Like if you ordered the Titanic off of Wish.
It does.
So one little mini
Yes.
smokestack. They should have did like the Titanic, put a second smokestack on there to make it look
Yeah,
more.
just for show.
As I didn't know that till I watched the Titanic documentary not too long ago, that the fourth stack wasn't even it wasn't, there was nothing, it was nothing, it was just for looks.
that
Hey,
ship
Jim.
has 108 staterooms and berths for 288 passengers.
Oh, great.
Wow, it doesn't look that big.
And it was manned by 86 officers and crew.
Ooh.
Built in 1907.
Mm.
What's up, Tim, Dustin? It's got the Purina logo on the side, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the outside.
Originally, it went to ports in Canada, Pacific Railways, Great Lakes Steamship Service.
Yeah, they need to redo the outside and give it a nice little upgrade
That's
on
what
the
they're
paint.
going to do.
It does look a little rough on the outside.
The inside is supposed to be pristine, just like when they stopped it, because they were given tours of it when it was sitting over where it was.
What's up, Ken? What's up, Chuck?
But, you,
Brother Ken.
Hey, I gotta go. Oh, I don't have any place to put my phone. I guess I gotta go.
but Lynn also noticed there's no
Yeah.
lifeboats on here. The lifeboats were left on shore back where they left from. They're going to ship them to it.
Is anybody on board? Because they had to have a pilot someplace.
No, nobody on board.
Dustin said, I bet that ship is haunted like a mofo, too.
Bullshit.
I bet you they got pumps and generators on board just in case.
You would think.
Well, these days you can fit, you know. They can
See, look
put
at
a-
all the people on shore.
Yeah, sitting there
All
watching
those,
it.
all those cars over there are never usually parked there.
So how
Yeah.
many drones did you see out there besides yours? Did you?
About 4.
Oh, wow.
Much smaller.
Now, can you hear me?
Originally, it went to
Yeah.
ports in Canada Pacific Railways Great Lakes Steamship Service.
Yeah, they actually the outside, give it a nice little. Chuck, you got
That's what they're
YouTube
gonna
playing.
Yeah, you got
You
your,
guys-
little rough on
you got your YouTube playing.
Trying this out in
The
Lawrence.
inside is supposed to
Echo.
be pristine.
Pull your
just like
windows
when they
up, close it out.
Because they were given tours of it when it was sitting.
Echo, echo, echo.
There we go. Oh,
You
no?
guys hear me? Is it working?
Yes,
Twice.
I don't know how he has his YouTube playing on his phone like that. Like I can play my YouTube on the phone, but it will just cut out the.
well, he's streaming
Zoom
it
sound.
through his system in his truck.
Lynn.
Actually, you know what would make a small, good houseboat is one of those tugboats. Those are some tough little boats right there, man.
Hmm.
Oh, and Chuck fell out.
Oh no.
Rod said, "I bet that ship doesn't have Wi-Fi."
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
that ship has 5 coal-fired boilers, and it runs a steam engine. It's only got a single screw, 3,000 horsepower.
Oh wow, that's it.
Yeah, and it has a maximum speed of 60 knots. Cruising
That's pro-
speed of 14 knots.
Yeah, that's pretty fast though, 60.
Yep.
See, that's why I said what they need to do is take all the old engines out, redo that part of it with some new modern diesel motors,
Right.
and
Yeah.
take that thing on world tours, man, and dock it all over the world,
Here
man. That
comes
thing would
Chuck.
make some cash.
It's the glory of it all being the steam engines, all right?
Yep.
Now it's working, I think. Finally, I think I'm working.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
We
For
can
some
hear you.
reason, YouTube was playing in the background. It was really loud.
It was really weird. I don't know what happened. I had to get out and then kind of get back in. I wasn't sure. It was I'm using Lori's Jeep for the first time, and it kind of got goofy. Oh,
She
there's
lets
my not.
you drive her car?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I want to watch this video and put the link in here for. I want to see what the inside of this thing looks like.
I don't know why she trusts me, but yeah. So I didn't realize I came in the movie time at Paul's movie time on.
Yeah,
Anybody bring-
they've been waiting for that to come down. That ship was built in 1907,
Oh, wow.
which was
Anybody bring the popcorn?
before the Titanic. I think like 8 years before they built Titanic.
1912 was the Titanic. Well, that's when it was launched.
Yeah, April
April 12,
1912.
1912.
It was
The
April 12,
engine.
1914 or something, wasn't it? Or the other
I
way
thought it was
around.
1912.
No, it
Was it
was 1912. That's when it sank. But it
Okay,
was
so April 14th then.
the
I
construction
thought it was
started,
launched
yeah.
on the 12th of April.
Oh, yeah, it sank on the 14th.
Yeah. 12,
That's what
13,
I-
14.
It's a sad day.
The
So-
ship that I just showed you was built by Fairfield Shipbuilding and Engineering Company in Govan, Glasgow, Scotland.
So
There was
the,
a theory that the Titanic's rivets were the reason the boat sank was the rivets, the metallurgy of them was incorrect, and the cold water actually embrittled the rivets, and that's why they popped apart, and then they had so many panels open up to allow that much water to dump in and take her down.
okay,
It's a
so
theory.
the construction started on the Titanic March 31st, 1909. And then it initially launched May 31st, 1911, but then didn't sink until April 15th of 1912.
April 15, okay.
Oh, it's the 15th? Why does it say it's the
Yes.
14th? Okay, 15th. I was close. But, that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah.
It was around for almost a year before it sank.
But supposedly, yeah, there was a metallurgy issue. I think it was the rivets and the steel plates were both embrittled by the cold water. Like they screwed some shit up. But Paul, they were both built in Glasgow.
The ship here was.
Scotland, the engineering in Scotland's pretty freaking top notch. I mean, those guys they have some great engineering.
Well, that ship was built in Glasgow and it sailed over here to the U.S. to go into
Glasgow.
service, but it wouldn't because it was too big for the locks then to go up. So they
Yeah.
had to re-engineer it when it got here and either narrowed it up or shortened it up or something.
Hey,
Uh,
all right.
it was actually built, the Titanic was built, at the White Star headquarters in Liverpool,
Yep.
the corner of James
Liverpool.
Street and the Strand.
That's interesting.
What's up, Abigail?
Abigail.
Where's David to defend the Brits that put that thing together?
Exactly.
Just asking. Could take the piss out of them.
Hmm.
Oh shit, Lori's enough light just came on. Gonna have to get some fuel for this thing.
No wonder she let you drive it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's yeah, that's not really it. I'm always the one driving this thing because like I
Oh,
just
happy
give.
birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Lynn Graham's 125th birthday in heaven.
Oh,
Grandma?
ABIH, HBIH. I meant to say.
Okay. Yeah.
1988.
How's the weather there, Paul? Like you guys having decent weather? Because it's like gross here.
Well, it's nice here today. Well, a little overcast, but
We had like rain on and off. Just crappy. Oh, like there's a dead Jeep on the side of the road.
well, we had a few drops of rain earlier, but the heck, I got tape on my hat here. What shit? Oh no, that belongs in there.
All right, so who's gonna buy a Mavic 3 Pro?
Well, if I had the money, I'd be right there.
Well, who
You have
was
a
it?
Mavic 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Somebody-
don't have the money.
Somebody was thinking about it, was talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know, ironically, I looked at it and I don't see where that camera would help me personally. I don't know about you
Oh.
guys, but like, I already have a Mavic 3 and a Mavic 3 Classic as a
Well,
backup. The Mavic 3
what they were saying, I don't know a thing about it, but what they were saying here in the chat was that the new Mavic 3 Pro allows you to use goggles
And
Mhm.
a motion controller.
and the motion.
that firmware will work with any Mavic 3. So that's going to be like the two Mavic 3s that I have, the Classic and the first three there will both work with the goggles too. So that's like
Yeah, the
universal.
original three,
Yeah.
classic,
And then
the Pro.
the Pro has the 3's camera plus essentially the Mini 3 Pro's camera in it.
Tim, you better get
That third camera is the Mavic 3 Pro camera.
Tim, you better buy a damn air conditioning unit before you buy anything else.
But
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give you
But
crap
there's-
about
there's-
that.
but nobody, if you already have a Mavic 3, you don't really need the Mavic 3 Pro. I mean, that third camera is probably not going to do much for anybody, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of gimmicky. But Paul, I've got a problem. I got to ask you this. Maybe when you guys knows too. My Mavic 3 Classic, I just flew it for like the first couple of times because it's been just sitting around because the weather sucks. And when I first powered it up yesterday, I got a gimbal error, and the gimbal was going all the way up and then stopping, then going all the way down and stopping, and all the way up and stopping. So I reboot it, start it up. It seems like it's okay. Gimbal error goes away. Then I'm flying the drone forward, and all of a sudden just boop, stops dead in its tracks. And I'm still on the sticks going forward, and it stops dead in its tracks. And then I let go of the stick, and then like it starts to go forward again. Could that be because the connection between the gimbal and the drone airframe is intermittent or problematic? I mean, I'm wondering if there's a connection between the error that I experienced and the fact that the drone just stops dead.
Well, that'd be a great
Correct,
question to call DJI, because I've never heard of quite that. What mine are doing is when I start it up, sometimes it switches the controller over to FPV mode.
Mhm.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I do need to reach out to DJI, but before I do that, I kind of want to download the logs from the controller and the drone and see what I can see, and because they're probably going to want them anyway. And then,
AZ would probably know.
ooh,
Just
AZ?
go.
Yeah, David.
Just
yeah.
Don't even worry about it, Chuck. The DJI is going bankrupt anyway from all the lawsuits that keep stealing everybody's patents.
It's really, I don't get. It's so stupid.
You know, they just lost a lawsuit today for 270 million, right?
I thought that was yesterday. No,
Oh, well,
What are you talking
yesterday, yeah.
or whatever. I've read about something either Monday or Tuesday.
Couple
I
days
think that's
ago,
what you're
yeah.
talking about. Yeah. Yeah. What company was that? It was like
Some Texas military, some military company in
unrelated.
Texas.
And they stole the hovering
con-
or something.
It was an air controller.
Yeah, but it's basically what allows the drone to hover and all that kind of shit. How the hell do you steal that? I mean, like,
Because
And
they
then-
stole the patent and used the patent. Oh, don't get mad, Wayne B.
well, you know, the Chinese tend to steal everything. I mean, this isn't really a surprise. They just finally got caught red-handed.
Well, you know, the stealing of property, especially that kind of like thing is.
Yeah, that's military intelligence property.
Yeah,
That's the
well, the
problem.
thing is if it's a product that's like a fly-by-night product, right? Like say it's a shower caddy or something stupid like that, right? The Chinese companies can just go away if they get, somebody wants to sue them. But if it's a product like the drones, shit like that there's such a big market in the United States, unfortunately, they have to face some music in courts because otherwise their product's just gonna get banned on a complete level, so.
Well, it's pretty close
Yeah.
already. I mean, they're close. They're close right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they have to face these court cases and actually follow somewhat of the rules as far as patents go and stuff because their products,
Justin David said that the lawsuit included Textron.
yeah. I was just joking about them going bankrupt.
They were a one-time huge
It's
contract.
yeah, it's interesting. I just
But like I said, they have to be more careful with what they do versus other Chinese companies, right? Because they have such a big market in the United States, they can't just ignore patents. Otherwise, the United
I'm
States,
really-
like, get the hell out, right?
I'm really gonna miss their stuff when they get finally wiped out of the U.S. because I really have become quite addicted to I'm so comfortable with using their stuff that I'm going.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Just everything about the user experience is like it carries across anything you buy by those guys. They're like DJI, anything has the user experience that you just come to expect and understand. So it's gonna be tough if I have to go like Autel or some shit. And
Yeah.
This is me.
Okay,
Again, me speaking. But
so that's not entirely a good thing though, Tim. Tim said they'd make that back in a week. That's not necessarily true because
that's not true.
DJI is valued at $15 billion as a whole, but they only make about 2 billion in sales every year. So that's a big chunk of their profit.
Hmm.
$270 million. That's a big chunk.
That's a
It's a good 10%.
that's a good hit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So it's not good. This isn't Walmart or Amazon or, company that's worth 6, 7, 800 billion dollars. This isn't $270 million for those companies are a drop in the bucket. But that's DJI is not that big of a company when you look at the grand
Oh, yeah.
scheme of large companies. They're not even close to the top. Not even by any means. Like most companies out there that are in the top 20, they're worth at least 200-300 billion or more.
Yeah.
At evaluations.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Paul.
All right.
I gotta reboot my computer. It's doing kind of funky things
Still
here.
going squirrely?
Okay.
Right back.
Oh,
Well, like I
no.
said, they have to, companies like DJI, even though they're Chinese, if they want to keep their market share and the US is a big chunk of their market share, they have to play by the rules to a certain extent.
Oh, definitely.
Otherwise, they're going to lose it because if the US bans DJI drones altogether,
Maybe.
they're going to lose probably 40 to 60% of their revenue, yearly revenue.
Yeah, the U.S. is a big part of their. What do they have about? Don't they have like 80% share pretty much for the drones?
Oh, that's a
Pretty
big
close.
market chunk for sure.
Yeah, I mean they're the majority of the market share for commercial drone or consumer drones.
And yes, Wayne, I did get that information from Google, but if you take that information and actually factor in what they lost in that lawsuit, and even if they do appeal it and don't pay it, that's going to cost them even more money over time. So any which way, they're going to take a huge hit in their profit margin. And that David's saying that the US is about 70% of their market share. So that makes sense.
But you gotta remember, DJA's got a big ace in the hole. They're financed by the Chinese government.
Mm.
So if they start to, I don't think that any Chinese company can go bankrupt.
Well, I'm not saying they wouldn't go bankrupt, but it's still a hit to their pocket regardless.
Well, I'm sure that the Grand Emperor over there would be a little pissed, but
But capital injections into companies is always a bad thing. Unfortunately, we had to do that in the 08 crisis when it came to the banks.
Yeah.
But you don't want to keep doing capital injections into companies because eventually that will catch up over time.
Oh,
Tim Jackson says, Justin, do you know everything in a movie is real?
What are you
Really?
talking about?
he's taking the piss out of you. Yeah.
I don't know what that reference is. What's that referencing to what we were talking about?
I don't
He
know.
doesn't believe your source of information is accurate, apparently.
Well, by all means, give me the correct information.
AZ
And then
says that DJI currently dominates over 70% of the global drone market.
Well,
But that's the global market.
That's
put it-
that's what I thought. I thought it was 70 to 80% of the entire world consumer.
The
drone
market is
was-
expected to grow from 30.6 billion in 2022 to 55.8 billion by 2030.
Really?
Yep, and it will be big. It'll keep growing, and it's even bigger. It'll get bigger in Australia as well.
I guess I just don't see it because I don't know, it's kind of a niche. It's a niche thing, really. It's a pain in the ass. When I vlog, it's a pain in the ass. You gotta get the drone on your camera, put it on there.
Well, we're talking consumer money too, not military.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
I
talking
don't.
Consumer.
I don't know. I don't see it growing in leaps and bounds. Like those numbers are pretty lofty, I think. But
I certainly can see.
especially with the rules getting tighter and tighter, you might see less because it's just becoming such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but we're talking 2030, which is 8 years away. We don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
But that's also affecting inflation rates by then too. So technically,
Definitely. And then
that-
you've also got to look at the fact that we don't know what's going to happen in 6 months.
well, that's what I'm saying too, because that
Only a
number,
projection.
yeah, it's a projection by what the current standard of growth is.
Yeah.
When you factor in inflation for that 55 billion, that could be around the same amount as today. Technically, as far as inflation, everything. But, and also, we don't know what's gonna happen. Like you said, we don't know what's gonna happen in 6 months because the Chinese and the US's turmoil between each other is getting worse by the month.
Hmm.
So and you know what's gonna happen the minute the United States bans DJI altogether for consumer, government, everything, all the way down to the bottom, you guarantee you all the European countries are gonna follow suit. And I wouldn't be surprised if Australia doesn't, because Australia and Australia is so closely tied with the US right now,
Yeah.
especially military wise and all anti-China together, that Australia would probably be one of the first ones to do it.
But at the
Yep,
same time,
probably.
we've also got fingers in the Chinese market as well. So we've got to keep both happy.
Right. But
Yeah, there's
we'll have to
there's
see.
no cut and dried around the world. I mean,
Oh no, it's messy.
you got
Everything's
Macron
woven in
from
together.
France over there making deals with Russia and China, and
We don't have any ties to Russia. We've got ties to China and we've got ties to the US. So we've got to keep both of them happy.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
if you
gonna be
guys had,
interesting.
if it came down to it and you had to pick a side, I would strongly see you guys going to the US side just
I would
because,
hope they pick the US side.
I mean,
is all I'm saying.
I think you would be almost forced to, because
I'm hoping that
if
way.
the US, if you didn't, then the US is gonna take all their military equipment and be like, nope, all right, later. And then you guys
Exactly.
would be fucking, then you guys would be flapping in the wind with nothing.
Exactly. That's why I think they have to side with the US.
Yeah, cause you guys want those nuclear subs and all that stuff.
India as well. We have as Tim said, yep, India. We have ties to India.
But India hates China.
Yeah,
And they have a very close, even though technically India is not a US ally on paper, they do so much military training with the US military
Yeah.
every year. Like
and India's
India,
only got a few hundred million less than China.
yeah, India absolutely hates China.
So if India got their shit together and worked on technology, they would outpace China pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, yeah, Wayne, I don't see Canada. They're kind of flip floppy.
Well, they're stuck halfway too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they would, Tim, unless Australia was just like, no, we're all pro China. But even your guys' government seems to really starting to really hate them more than wanting to support them at all. It seems to be a lot of anti-Chinese Semitism coming out of Australia.
Oh, definitely. There is a lot of anti-China sentiment here.
But all I'm saying is that'd be the only reason America would do that, Tim, is if they decided they weren't going to go with the US and take the US's side.
It's also a really hard one to pin down, because most of the people here feel it's more the Chinese Communist Party than the actual people themselves, because the people themselves, the Chinese that came out here that have now, got their citizenship and have become Australian or ABC,
Wayne.
Australian-born Chinese, are a lot different to the people that you meet in China, or the actual, not indigenous, the authentic Chinese.
Well,
The
Tim,
second or third generation Chinese here are far different.
well, and you don't really recognize trade partners as allies anyway. Like,
Yeah,
even China would be more of just a trade partner, not anywhere remotely considered an ally of Australia. It's just a trade partner. Just same with the
yeah, well,
US.
we've got many trade partners.
Right, it's the same with the US. US is the biggest trading partner, but that don't mean we're allies
Mm,
by any fucking means.
it's the same. It's the same as the French. We've had our differences with them on the subs, because now we're getting them built elsewhere.
Well, because they wanted to give you guys inferior products,
Yeah,
because that's exactly what they would have been.
yeah, because we've got the sub deal with the UK and the US.
Look at Mark White. So the biggest takeaway food over here is India and China.
He's not joking. Pretty much, yeah, Indian and Chinese are, well, Middle Eastern food's pretty big here too. Yeah. Yeah. It's a love-hate relationship with China, let's say. We love them for their technology, but hate them for their political ideology, let's say.
It's not even so much their technology, it's just their cheap labor.
Yeah.
Because you can get products cheaper than being built elsewhere. But at the same time, at some point is like, are the Chinese people going to stand up and be like, we don't want to work for low wages anymore? And then what are they going to be in the same boat as every other first world nation? It's the cost of manufacturing will go through the roof if they ever actually do stand up to their government and say, this is enough, we want more money.
Why do you think Chinese people leave China? Because there's a lot of them out here.
Well, there's a lot of them too that don't actually want to be part of the developed part of China anyway. Why do you think China has so many ghosts, what they call ghost cities?
Yep.
because they built these cities and we're expecting 400 million people to come out of the rice paddies in frickin' China to come move into these cities, and these people had no interest in it. They wanted to stay
Yep.
out in the boonies.
But as I said, if India put the same amount of passion and interest that the Chinese do into technology, India would overtake China pretty quickly.
Definitely. Like I said, one good thing is their hatred for China.
Mm,
It's kind of a good thing to a certain
Yeah.
extent because you got a large population right there on their border that doesn't like them. So it does play in the favor of the allies.
So where'd Ball go?
don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be I'm honestly surprised that India hasn't asked the US to move in there,
Mm,
set up bases, to be honest with you. I mean, as much military drills as they do together, I wouldn't put them past them to eventually ask for that.
Yeah, because they could easily take over. They could easily move all the Apple equipment to India instead of China.
Oh, for
Apple
sure.
could run out of India.
Oh, there it is.
Mark, you are correct. Tiananmen Square, June 4, 1989.
I had to take an old man break at the potty room.
Oh,
So to use the local lingo here, you went for a slash.
What?
You went for a slash.
Slash.
Yeah.
But you know,
That's
The-
like that'd
what-
be like going in for a vasectomy.
No. When you go to the toilet here, you say I'm just going off for a slash. Yeah, I knew that, Tim.
yeah, and it's actually right on the tip of the Philippines. As
Near-
close as they
near
could get
Taiwan.
to China. Yeah, as close as they could get to Taiwan and China. And
Yeah,
that's
Southeast
not,
Asia is a hotbed for American bases.
and that's not entirely true what Mark said, because when Hong Kong, they actually stood up to the government there for a little bit when they were given back to China. But unfortunately, they didn't stick to it very long. They
Mm,
kind of got overwhelmed by the Chinese government,
yeah,
and they didn't get enough public support backing them, because the Hong Kong people did fight back there for a while,
yeah,
because there was plenty of videos and photos where they were walking through the streets waving American flags and British flags and everything else, protesting and everything. But like I said, they didn't really stick to it very long because they got kind of overwhelmed.
yeah. And the same thing when Macau went from the Portuguese back to the Chinese, because it was I think it was a 100-year agreement as well. The same as Hong
Oh
Kong.
yeah, Macau. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, Tim. That's exactly why there's so many Americans in Australia right now.
Yeah,
It's a good-
definitely.
It's a good forward operating area.
Yeah.
Same
So
with the
that
Philippines.
would mean we become the 51st or 52nd state, much
I
like
honest-
Puerto Rico.
I honestly think if Taiwan came to the US and said, you know what, we want you to go ahead and set up a naval base and a military base on our land, I don't think China would do anything, to be honest. I think they would throw a lot of rhetoric out there and talk
Yeah,
a lot of shit and do a lot of threats, but I don't think
but
they
that's
would
what they're
actually
good
do
at.
it. But I
well,
don't think they would
they're all
actually follow
talk and no
through.
action.
yeah.
I don't think they would follow through with anything. I think that they would be a little pissy and they would be fucking butthurt for a while, but I don't think they would actually do anything. Because they can't literally, the problem is as much as shit as they want to talk to the US, they really can't afford to start a conflict with their biggest trading partner.
Mm.
Because then their economy would collapse overnight. They wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, because if they can't trade with anybody else, no one wants to trade with them. It doesn't matter how good their technology is, no one will want to buy it.
Well, I'd like to, a really interesting statistic, and I haven't seen it anyplace. Then again, I'm not researching it. How many people that live in Taiwan want to stay by themselves?
They seem, well, I mean, just from what I've seen on the internet, the Taiwanese people seem very not interested in China at all. They love
Yep.
their, because they're more like South Korea, right? Versus North Korea. They're
Yeah.
very free and open. They don't get hemmed in by the government. I mean, those people have had a taste of capitalism and more
Yeah.
democracy style government. They don't want to go to the Chinese.
And
I
the
guarantee
other thing that I find interesting is Taiwan has a population of 23 million. And it is basically half the size of Australia's Tasmania.
Yeah, it's
It
not
is
very big.
tiny.
It's only 100 miles off the coast of China, I think, roughly.
Yeah, oh, I
around
know
100
that. I'm
miles.
just saying it's tiny, and that's how many people they've got because of the population density.
Well, the sad thing is if China gets away with grabbing Taiwan, within 50 years, they'll be after the Philippines,
Mm.
you know?
And then we're back,
And that's
and then we're
exactly
back to February 1942.
Yep.
Where, I know it was Japan that bombed Australia, but the Chinese might do it.
Chinese.
They work their way down through Southeast Asia.
Exactly why Taiwan needs to invite the U.S. in.
Yeah, but as soon as they invite them, China will invade Taiwan before the U.S. gets there.
That's why you do it secretly. You start bringing ships in and shit. Once the U.S. has any kind of presence there, then they're taking a huge risk.
Yeah.
Well, they could take a few of our mothballed ships, Navy ships, and just take them over there and park them in the harbors.
Yeah,
That's what
just
I'm
park
saying.
them in there.
You start bring in a whole fleet within a week or two and park it up in there and start building. Once that fleet's sitting there, I don't think China would do anything. I think they'd be too afraid to at that point
What?
because they couldn't afford to start it.
China's obviously thinking, yeah, we've got the numbers, but
Numbers
not
don't
gonna
matter
work.
in war. Well, numbers we know don't matter in war,
I know that.
and not
But if
by any means.
if anything started, America just unload skunk works and that'll be the end of China pretty quickly.
Yeah, it would. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, numbers don't really matter because the thing is in the U.S., if the U.S. goes to full blown war like that, you get a lot of people
Yeah,
volunteering
You are
to
correct,
go
Mark.
because the patriotism in the U.S. is different, right? In
Yeah.
China, they would have to force their population to fight. We all know when you do that, you don't get even close to the best quality on anything. I mean, just look at Russia, right?
Yeah.
That's why Russia's so horrible at fighting wars, because they throw bodies at everything, but those bodies don't want to be there to begin with.
Exactly.
They don't have the will to want to fight. And I think the Chinese, I don't think they would be willing to fight like that. I don't think the vast majority of them would be willing to.
Yeah.
Because they have in a whole, the Chinese people have a forced patriotism, right?
Yeah.
The government says you have to love this, you have to love that, like the North Koreans, right?
Yeah.
It's not a will to want to love your country. It's not a choice. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion on it, but
Yeah.
I could.
No, I in my research, there are the Chinese that are forced into it, like a cult or a religion. But then there's the Chinese that have enjoyed capitalism, and they're usually the ones that leave and go to other countries.
Right, because they don't want to be hemmed in by a government that's controlling everything they're doing.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Paul?
Oh, you can boycott Bud Light, but now if you're a woman, you can boycott Maybelline products.
Yay.
Oh, they've already had a problem too with that.
Yeah, they as the economy hit the world to shiver, they think that Maybelline now has got her putting lipstick on and fucking makeup and everything else. Eh? Oh my
Here
god!
comes David.
Hey, David.
We were talking about the Titanic earlier. You could have added a little bit about it too.
Yeah, we're not taking responsibility for that. It sank.
Actually, who was the nationality that built that? Was it Irish?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Belfast. We can blame them.
We've built the unsinkable. Nothing
Yeah.
can sink this apart from an iceberg.
Yeah. It's invincible, it's unsinkable, except for an iceberg.
Well, Chuck said he heard that it was poorly made rivets.
Oh, it's just a theory, but I don't think they'd ever be able to prove it at this point.
Oh yeah, 112
Well,
or so years later.
they've dived on it.
I mean, I guess if they found a ship that may still be around that used the same material, they could do tests on it these days to figure out whether it's like how brittle has that material gone over the years, you know?
Mm.
You'd have to literally figure out exactly the molecule breakdown of that metal, and then you'd have to make it
Yeah,
new today and then run it through tests to really be able to figure out if that was it
yeah,
or
because
not. But
I've seen two documentaries on the Titanic, and they also did a documentary on the Lusitania, and then further on,
the Britannia
another conspiracy is the Hindenburg was another very interesting conspiracy behind that too.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
the Hindenburg.
Yeah,
Yes, let's pump up
25 years later.
a big balloon with hydrogen and see what happens.
Exactly. I've seen many of the documentaries. Documentaries. Oh, I'm having
That's-
trouble today.
Tim, you should have got on the Titanic and been like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's totally correct. The captain didn't listen.
Let's
But
be
at
honest,
the same,
the biggest problem with the Titanic was its brakes weren't very good and its steering,
Yeah.
if the film's to be believed,
Yeah.
because they did apparently try and stop it. Anyone tried doing an emergency brake out at sea?
Yeah. Just turn it off and turn it back on again.
Well, just the time taken, because of the era that it was. The bridge. They get a walkie-talkie back to the bridge from the
Yeah.
bow, and then they got to go over and take a look, and then the captain's got to decide, and then full reverse, and they go tingling, and it makes a tingling down in the. It's like, holy crap! You've gone about
Bill from
5
Newfound
miles.
Drones.
Yeah,
Howdy.
electronic era wasn't up to snuff.
Let's be honest here. Iceland's to blame.
Yeah, let's blame Iceland.
It's a piece of ice. Let's blame Iceland.
Yeah.
It wasn't far off its destination, wasn't it?
Mm.
Well, the sad part of it was his egos got him into trouble because they were
Yeah.
trying to set a speed record, and they knew there was ice in the area.
Exactly, Bill.
Do you reckon when it landed on the seabed, a shark went past and went, "You can't park there, mate"?
Mm. Mm.
I tell you what, I bet you don't get captains like that anymore. Like, go down with a ship.
Yep.
Oh, look, I've hit an iceberg. Fuck you guys, I'm off.
Yep. Women and children first.
Yep.
You see, now we're getting back to the transgender debate here. No,
Uh-oh.
let's blame Titanic because let's be honest here. They said women and children first, and man's instinct would be, hell, where's a frock? I'm off.
Well,
Yep.
who was the guy that did that? There was a guy that dressed up like a woman and got on one of the ships, one of the escape boats.
I can't remember.
No.
It showed him with a shawl over his head, and
Wasn't that the rich dude in the film?
Mm.
then I suppose you could Google it and find out.
Mm.
So he's to blame for transgender problems today.
That's a good one there, Bill. Yeah.
Women and children and those undecided first.
Yep.
Well, the problem with the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're the richest NHL club in the world or whatever, or North America. The only reason is because they get rid of all the good players, they sell them. That's why you keep all the shit players.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah, no, that's what they do. They get some really good players and they sell them.
Yeah, just because that's any sporting team. It doesn't matter if you've got the best players. If the best players don't have the correct amount of talent that gels together,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then it makes no difference.
The team.
Yeah, because you've got to play as a team. Because a team of champions will never beat the championship team.
Well,
You can have a team of champions, and it doesn't matter how good each player is on that team. If they're not playing as a team and they're not gelling together, doesn't matter how good that team is.
biggest thing is like the FA Cup.
All behind you.
Yeah.
Non-league side in the FA Cup, and if the team have gelled and they know exactly where that player is going to pass the ball through to, or
Exactly.
what's going to run on, as long as they all know where they're going and what they're doing.
Yeah. And as I said, it doesn't really matter which sport you're playing.
Exactly.
If you've got a team that is completely committed and playing as one, they'll always beat anybody that's got more talent.
All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna go get some dinner and all that good stuff. And
Okay, Justin.
Okay. No worries.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Oh, that's-
Well, all your stream went all well. Okay, this afternoon.
Well, I'm glad you took care of it. I was kind of concerned, but I was tied up. The ship didn't come through until like 12:30.
Oh, okay. I missed it, but I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah,
Well,
Justin handed over host to me, and
Yep.
Dan came in towards
Oh,
the end.
Dan. Oh, great. I haven't seen Dan on here in a while.
Yeah, we had a good.
He usually comes in for Justin's Saturday night.
Yeah, we all had a good chat and that, and
That's all right.
we had Laura in the chat going, "Read the messages, read the messages." We're
And
reading.
some pretty, obviously, some pretty lively topics, as per usual.
Wasn't that lively?
Oh no.
It's just talks about drones and ships, and the guy zooming the camera on the screen there behind Paul.
Oh, okay.
At one point, there's a big ship coming through, and instead of pointing it at the ship, they was looking at the stanchions on the bridge. It's like, yeah, just what we want to see.
Oh, that's all right.
A minute
Well,
ago,
the problem is where that camera is mounted. As they pan around, you see the two stanchions on the bridge.
Yeah.
but
So
he found-
when the ships get right almost abreast of it, it's the bottom of the bridge stanchions you see.
But
well, he
the
probably
ship
looked-
hadn't got there at that point. He'd actually panned away from the ship and was zooming in, and at one point was looking at a lamppost with bird poop on it.
He's probably looking at
That's what he zoomed into. It's like, yeah, just what we wanted to see.
He's probably looking at the Falcon, eh?
Yeah, they're
Right.
looking for the Falcon. They've got one of the big muckety mucks over there has got a obsession with the peregrine falcons that are up there on the bridge.
Okay.
It's a wonder you guys don't have problems with them. Why?
They won't go anywhere near a drone, a Falcon.
Yeah.
Because they more look for heat.
Yeah.
That's how they see the little mice running through the field.
Yeah.
That
You
mouse, that mouse is running away through the long grass, and this falcon goes, doot, doot, there it is.
They almost have a natural thermal imaging.
Yeah.
Well, I see there's a couple of tornado warnings down in Texas right now,
No, not again.
Arizona. Or not Arizona, west of Dallas.
I know that there's been quite a few different live streams down there, storm chasers down in Texas.
Well, this is that Ryan Hall, y'all, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Paul, you don't have to worry anyway.
No, I'm far enough away from it.
I'm going to look at it this way. You're south of Dallas. She's upstairs, you're downstairs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen Dallas in quite some time.
Oh,
Mm.
What's happening there, Paul?
Well, I don't know. Well, she's on new medication, so I think she's calmed down. She just pretty much veges out most of the time.
That's too bad when he's like that.
Yeah.
But that's, as Lynn says, why, maybe you ought to say something. I say, no, I'm kind of enjoying not having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to have her around once in a while, but she was around here almost all the time.
Mm.
yeah, you can enjoy the break.
Exactly. I've got a lift table that I want to sell out in the garage that
Oh, God, Laura's found me. Darn it.
I haven't used.
A what?
A lift table.
Oh, yeah.
It's an electric lift table. You hold the thing and it starts out on the ground and it's got a ramp going down to the ground. So
Yeah.
you can put like a lawnmower or something like that on it. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
hit the button and it goes up in the air and it's got a plate that you can move from underneath it to get underneath things.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. It's been sitting out there and I use it kind of a catch-all. I put stuff on it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going through some stuff, albums, picture albums the other day, Paul.
Yeah.
And I come across this. I said to Bill, you want this? Where the hell did it go? Hang on, give me a second here. Yeah, right there. Okay, cool. Right there.
Yeah.
Patrick Waugh. He was a famous goaltender for Montreal Canadiens.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, 1993, still sealed in the package.
Oh, great.
It might be worth a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
I had football programs that were way over 200 years old for the very
Yeah.
first games. Like the tryout games.
Yeah.
Just they look like little piece of paper that's folded in half.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
half a D.
Yeah.
So even back in the day, they were ripping you off with programs.
Oh shit! They rip us off down here. I tell you.
They're £5 now for a football program.
Yeah, you call them programs. We call them the football record.
Literally just books of adverts.
Yeah, it is these days.
And you don't even get the team sheet with them because,
Oh, team sheet does come in these. Yeah, it's in the middle page.
but because you get that, but because the teams are not announced till 2:00, you
Oh,
own
okay.
it.
Well, our teams are announced on the Thursday night before.
Oh, ours aren't. And then you just get a whole list of players, and little boxes to tick off who's playing.
Yeah. Basically, what we do is we have that list, and then we have just a list with emergencies on the bottom, and then you just cross those out. See you, Laura. Yeah, because we've got the team sheets, and then you just got the emergencies at the bottom, and they're the ones you cross out.
Emergencies.
Yeah.
You mean substitutes?
No, we've got a list of what we call interchange, you call them substitutes, and then we've got a list of emergencies, meaning that you've got to name the whole list, and then you bring them in only if someone gets injured.
All right.
Yeah. Because we call them interchange, but we can actually put them on, take them off, and then put them on back on again in a rotation rather than a substitute, meaning that once they come off the field, they can't go back on.
Yeah.
They need to change that rule. I think if a player,
Believe me, they change 5 or 6 rules a year.
yeah, I mean, the amount of substitutes they're making now is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, they've had to bring it. We've had a cap on it.
Yeah, 5 substitutes. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, first team off, you guys on.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were changing them at 150 a game. But
Bloody hell.
we've got more on the ground than you. We've got 18 on the ground, and you've only got 6, 7.
Is Paul reading the chat? No, he's
Yeah.
not.
No, he isn't.
He's turned you off, Tim.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me go over and check. What's he saying? That
Paul-
tape
Paul-
might be good for Dan because of his hernias.
Yeah.
Now it's let me see if I can draw it.
Mm.
I need to go out and pull it out and take some pictures of it, but
How big is the platform on it, Paul?
it about 4 foot by 3 foot, and then at the end it's got a flap on it.
Hmm.
I'll go take a picture of it and show
20.
you.
Yeah.
Because what I need to do is I was thinking I need to get it out and take some real pictures in the driveway, so it looks,
Yeah. Put your lawnmower beside it or something and show the comparison
put
inside.
something on it. Yeah.
Something for a comparison for size.
Mm.
Or even a tape measure, take a picture of the tape measure.
You know what? Tomorrow, I'm tempted to wheel the wheelie bin under the window, just open the balcony doors and just launch everything out.
Why not?
Hey, did they come and make the pickup today?
Yes,
Great.
we got £28.50,
Oh, good.
which is not bad considering the amount of clothes that went. Probably cost me like £2.5 million.
Yeah.
But it's all going to Ukraine, so
No, that's good.
yeah. But there was a pair of shoes that Laura picked up that she thought were a size 6, but
Mhm.
she read the number upside down. They were a size 9. They weren't going to fit anyone that we
I
know.
know I know someone that wears a size 9.
Yeah, but not women's shoes. I hope.
I know a woman that wears size 9.
All right, there you go. Yeah. Well, anyway, the guy the guy that picked the clothes up, he looked at the shoes, he looked at them, saw the size, and then he looked around to see if I was looking. And he put them in a separate bag, and then he took that bag into the front of the van. He was like, I'm having them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what you're doing on Saturday.
Yeah.
He's probably walking around in them right now. Yeah, I went and got chippy tea tonight. What we're doing
Oh,
now,
great.
again, robbing bastards. They've put the price up, £3 for a portion of chips. Let me see. It costs 50p for a bag of potatoes
Yeah.
that you could make 50 portions of chips out of. So explain to me why they're £3. and you only give me enough for a half a plate.
And what do you call them minimum chips over there?
Minimum. Put it this
Yeah,
way.
that's what we call them minimum.
Well, you get normal, we get normal and large.
Oh, okay.
But put it
We
this
get-
way. I would have been better going to McDonald's. Cheaper, and you get more.
Okay, because it's usually we usually have a scoop of them, and a scoop is called minimum chips,
I know we have I think
and
you
it's
get,
each scoop.
you get 3 scoops, but it's only a small scoop. It's like a little shovel thing.
Oh, okay. These our scoops are a lot bigger then. Our scoops are about 250 grams.
Yeah, well, yeah. Apparently, if you want salt and vinegar now, it's an extra 10p.
No, no. They tried that here. They tried that here with little, the little sachets of sauce, charging 20 cents for them, and when everybody made an outcry, that disappeared pretty quickly.
Well, they do charge for sauces over here, but for salt and vinegar,
Yeah, I know. And it's not even chicken salt. One of Australia's greatest exports, Matami chicken salt.
you mean cold, not cold.
Yeah, cold. That's obviously Siri working again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, ours is generally a standard size. If you ask for a minimum, they give you a scoop. Because it's minimum chips and a couple of potato cakes, a couple of dim sims, and a generous portion of
Well, our local chippy,
deep fried flake.
round between 6 and 7, has a long queue. I
Yeah,
thought it was strange tonight that at 6 o'clock I walked straight into the chippy, got my chips and walked out, and there weren't a person in sight. I was like, well, where is it? And then I saw people walking in, looking at the price and going, hell no, bye.
that's probably why, yeah. Well, Tim Jackson would know, because as I said, he's in Queensland. Sometimes each different state has their own local culture. Yeah, you could get $2 of chips and it'd feed that's gone are the days. Now they're $5 and $6. But that was back in the day when you, as Tim said, when it was
£3
when it was
is
in
about
newspaper.
Australian dollars. Hey Google, how much is £3 in Australian dollars?
About $6 or $7.
£3 equals 5 Australian dollars and 66.
So nearly $6, yeah.
You
That'd
know
be
what
about
the
right.
thing was? I got a different answer to what Paul got.
Is that right?
Paul got $5.67. My Google said £8.64.
Yeah. Yeah, $5 won't even feed. You're right, Tim. $5 of chips wouldn't even feed one person these days.
It doesn't here. That was the worst bit about it. You know it's bad when you get a carton of curry with it.
Yeah,
You have curry left over at the end of the chips.
yeah, exactly. We don't have curry. It's a shame we don't have curry here, because I'd love it.
You don't get a curry sauce in your chippy.
No.
Close
Ours
them
is
down.
gravy. Ours is real gravy, not this American white rubbish.
I know we get real good. You can have gravy, but over here you got mushy peas, beans.
Depends where you go. If you
curry
go to
sauce.
some of the artisan fish and chip shops here, you can get the mushy peas, or mushy peas as they call them.
Yeah, well, if you're going to get chips and fish, then you have to have mushy peas.
Oh, definitely. I'd agree with that.
Where
But it's harder to find here.
No,
Do
it's
you
not
have
hard to find
anything
a
the
chip
same
shop.
as we have in our chip shops, where you can get bits where basically all the bits of batter come off? Yes, some of them, some places do.
Yes, we have that over here. as
It
well.
depends. If you've got the good old fashioned Greek fish and chip shops, yeah. But if you've got this artisan hipster sort of fish and chips, no. All this artisan stuff, like a hipster fish and chips, there's too many of them now. You want the good old fashioned, Greek fish and chip shops run by Greeks. They're usually the best ones.
Put it this way: if they cut the amount of chips down anymore, they're just going to
Yeah.
hold a piece of paper out and go, "Would you like chips with that?"
Exactly.
Just tip
but-
salt onto a piece of paper and go, "Do you want chips with that?"
And now they have them in boxes instead of wrapped in greaseproof paper.
Oh no! That would be a no over here.
Yeah, I know. Too many artisan ones here now.
Polystyrene, and the chips are not chips anymore in most places. They're like French fries or freedom fries. They're like little sticks. And
Yeah, the shoestring ones. No, you want the big fat beer battered ones.
you've got to be steak cut, big chunky chips.
Yeah. Most places are like that.
And they have to be cooked 3 times.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
don't want to overcook them though. That's the trouble.
no, a proper chippy over here will
Yep.
part cook them. Then they will cook them again before they get chucked into the big deep fat fryer to finish them off.
No, we usually just do it once. And they come out perfectly.
Well, no, normally over here they'll fry a load off at the start of the shift. Then they fry them off to keep them going, and then poof.
Yeah.
Read this, you're in range.
Yeah, if you can read this, you're in range.
Now,
Mark, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here, the best ones here are run by Greeks.
actually, I would say the best chippies over here are actually run by the Chinese. If it's a proper Chinese fish and chip shop.
No, we don't have too many of those.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, they are starting to get expensive. So we're
See,
paying up
me
to
and Laura
15
need to
bucks.
move back- Me and Laura need to move back to Blackpool because when we used to go to the chippy in Blackpool, the late and chippy,
Yeah.
we would go there and I'd go, "Can I have a chip back, please?" And she would say, "We're out of baps." And I'll go, "Would you like me to go and get you some?" She'd give me 20 quid out the till and go get me £20 worth of baps from the local shop. I go down to the local shop, come back, and my food would be ready. And she'd go, No. You've been to the shop for us. You can have the food for free.
Oh, okay.
See you later.
Yeah, some of the yeah, good point, Tim. Some of the Indian shops here are starting to really put out some good food.
Oh, yeah, you got to have a good Indian takeaway.
Yeah.
But
And
we've
a
got-
bit of extra
we've got
naan bread as well.
Indian, Chinese, we've got pizzas, burgers.
Mm.
We've even got pasta.
Oh,
Shop.
we've got many different nationalities.
I don't think you have a Toby Carvery over there, do you? Where you go into like a pub like place and you get a plate of veg and you go and pick up your meat and stuff.
Yeah, we do have a couple of those. Yeah.
Well, now they've started doing home delivery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've you name it, we've got it. We've got African food. We've got
Do you have
European.
Do you have a chippy called a traditional English chippy?
Not really. As I said, most of them are run by Greeks over here.
Well, that's your market there, Dominic.
I actually ran a fish and chip shop for 4 or 5 years.
Trust me, if you run a chippy and say a traditional English chippy, and I tell you to serve chip shop curry, gravies, beans, mushy peas, fish cakes, everything, pies and battered sausage and stuff, I bet you any money you'd have a queue round the bloody block.
There are a couple of them though, but not. As I said, they're very hard to find. All the ones near me are pretty good, actually. There's one just around the corner that is, I'm not going to say, proper, but it's one of the best ones around. But unfortunately, like every other place, they have to put their prices up.
We had, when we lived in Rill, there was a Chinese shop, chip
Yeah.
shop across the road. And if we didn't go in for a couple of days, she'd actually bring a bag of food over and knock on the door and go, just making sure you're okay. Here's your food. Sometimes
yeah.
we deliberately didn't go just to get a free portion of chips.
Yeah, there's a couple of places I used to go to pretty much every day. And now I only go once a week, once a fortnight. So you unfortunately you do get
Yeah, the price
you do
of the
want variety. Because I used to go to one place pretty much every day for the best part of a year, and then I just got tired of it. So I went through his whole menu because he did hamburgers, he did different types of fish. He had roast chicken, provolone cheese. Yeah, they're good on pizzas. Chip shops inside. Yeah. It depends where you go. Sometimes you can get different types of fish, but most of the ones that do that will charge by the kilo. So it can get a little bit expensive after a while.
Put it this way, a couple of weeks ago, me and Laura went to Southend and we went looking for a fish and chip shop, and we found one, and I was like, "Oh, it seems unusual. It's very quiet in here."
Yeah, and then you looked at the price list.
Yeah, I think somebody were having a laugh. I was like, Laura's like, "Oh, I'll just have that fish. It looks good." And I looked at the price. It was like £9.50 just for the fish. It was like,
Jeez.
I was like, "You lazy bastards! It only came from over the road. The sea's there."
Yeah, Philly cheesesteak is hard to find here. Just going by what Tim Jackson's saying, that is really hard to find. But yeah, fish and chip shops are all over the place here. I think on my daily trek, I go past at least 3, maybe even 4. But yeah, fish and chip, it's basically a portion of chips, a bit of flake, which is gummy shark, a couple of dim sims, and a couple of potato cakes, and it'll set you back $13 or $14, which used to be about $10.
Yeah, we have a song over here called Chippy Tea. It goes, Chippy Tea, I want me Chippy Tea. You give me that posh nos, it's no good for me.
Okay. I think I've seen one Philly cheesesteak place here. Okay. Yeah, so they'd be roughly in the same, because £6 would be what? Closer to 10, be probably around the 10 Australian.
Yeah.
Depends what you want. You've got so many different side dishes these days. Okay. Good luck, Tim.
Catch you later, mate.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot that video still up. I wanted to show Tim. No, it's not it. No. Oh. No, it's gone. That's a shame.
No.
It was it showed how in the future they're gonna be opening and closing lanes. And it had like a truck that had a little spring on it. It would just hit the cone and it would just fire it perfectly into the center of the road. Making Tim's job probably
I think that's where life is going to go. Automation of everything.
yeah, probably. Yeah, let me play this one for you.
Mm.
After 25 years of marriage, I took a look at my wife one day and said, honey, 25 years ago, we had a cheap apartment, a cheap car, slept on a sofa bed and watched a 10-inch black and white TV, but I got to sleep every night with a hot 25-year-old blonde. Now,
Yeah.
we have a nice house, a car, a big bed, and a big screen plasma TV, but I'm sleeping with a 50-year-old woman. It seems to me that you're not holding up your side of things, but my wife is a very reasonable woman. She told me to go out and find a hot 25-year-old blonde, and she'd make sure that I would once again be living in a cheap apartment, driving a cheap car and sleep.
Interesting point. Interesting point. TG, Mark, are you meaning TJ or TG? I think it means TJ.
TJ
Should be
leaves
back in
facility
a couple
tomorrow,
of days. Yeah.
but I wouldn't expect him back tomorrow. But he does get out tomorrow.
Mm. He did come on.
Yeah, he came on.
Justin's Yeah,
Yeah.
came on for half an hour to say hello on Justin's the other night.
Put it this way: if he's not the same TJ and he ain't laughing, then we're sending him back to for reverse treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets out on the 27th, I believe.
The 27th, well, that's today here. In a
Yeah,
few hours. In about half an hour, it'll be the 27th for you.
yeah, in 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I got Chippy Tea as well is because I went to the into town to the pawn shop and putting in my mum's
Mhm.
jewelry, because obviously we need the money for paying for storage and stuff.
Yeah.
And the bloody thing went open.
Yeah.
All that bloody way.
Mm.
Not going to get much for it, but every little helps.
Yeah. Because that's what were you going into central London or just
No,
your
just
local town centre?
the local one.
Okay.
No, if I was going into London, I wouldn't have enough gold there to entertain them.
Mm. How far is London from you?
40 minutes on the train.
Oh, okay. So you're not that far.
Now, round the corner, really.
Oh, the terminology around the corner here is a lot different.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
Any Perth, which is 3,000 kilometers away. Oh, it's just around the corner.
It's just down the road, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm probably out of town centre, Melbourne town centre. It's by train, it'd be 25 minutes. Believe me, you don't want to take a car into the central part of Melbourne. It
No.
is an absolute nightmare.
Not only is it chock a block and you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Also charged the central London congestion charge.
They've tried to bring a congestion tax in, but every time it gets put up, people really get the shits and say no.
Somebody gets upset.
Yeah. Like the local Melbourne City Council gets inundated with, I'm not going to say hate mail, but they're inundated with, if you do that, we're just going to pack up and leave, basically.
And I'll be like, right,
Okay. Well, Manchester is a fair distance. Just
What,
going
from-
by Mark. Yeah, Mark.
yes, it's just down the road.
Ah, 3.5. Yeah. Oh, okay.
If I was to go to Manchester from here, I would have to go into London.
Yep.
On the underground, and then I can get a train out of London straight to Manchester. Probably there in 4.5 hours.
Oh, four and a half hours travel in Melbourne. You'd barely get it. You wouldn't get out of Victoria. That just proves how big Australia really is. You're right. You're still in one state.
Yeah, but if I want to travel on the train to Manchester,
Yeah.
it would cost me round about 160 quid.
What?
Now, if I want to get the plane, I can get a plane from Southend Airport
Mhm.
over to Belgium, and then Belgium to Manchester Airport for £16.
What?
Just a shame I don't have a passport.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous. It's cheaper to fly than it is
I
to
just
bloody.
think it's funny that you can get on the do they still call it Eurostar?
Yes.
Okay. You could get on that and you can go to a whole different country on a train.
Yes.
Whereas here, because we live on an island, everything has to be by plane. And you're spending a lot of time in the plane. Now it's a 4.5 hours to get to Perth, 4.5 to Darwin, and 3.5 to Queensland.
Yeah, there was a
And the
guy
same- And the same amount of time to New Zealand.
Yeah, there's a guy that wants to get to football in London from Glasgow,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked out cheaper for him to get an aeroplane over to Norway, Norway over to Spain, and then Spain back into London.
It might be cheaper, but how long would it take?
Plane over to Belgium from here, from Southend Airport, it's about 45 minutes to an hour. And then
Okay.
to Manchester, probably about an hour and a half.
So
So
that's
2.5
about the
hours.
same- Yeah, so 2.5
And it's 4.5 hours. Yeah, but it's 4.5 hours on the train.
Yeah, 2.5 hours in a plane from here. I'd barely get to Brisbane. It's just over 3.5 hours. It's an hour. It's 75 minutes to Sydney.
You see,
50,
I'm sorry,
55 to Hobart and 55 to
Dominic,
Adelaide
I've been knocking
and
on that
4.5 to Perth.
Yeah. I've been knocking on the pilot's door saying, excuse me, mate, if you've got full throttle on that bloody control board there, fucking use it.
Mm. Yeah, 4.5 hours to Darwin. And we're still in Australia.
I don't get it because literally on the map, I could put my finger on Australia and cover the whole lot.
Yeah, I know.
You couldn't do that on England on a map. It's weird.
Yeah,
Always
as I
puzzles me
said,
why Australia is so out of sync on the map.
yeah, I always, it's always fascinated me how big Australia is in the Southern Hemisphere.
And they also sometimes on maps, New Zealand's that small, it doesn't even show up.
Yeah,
Well, how does that work? Because it's bigger than the UK.
but it's got like 1/10 of the population. Because not pretty much like Australia, 85. Oh, can't hear you, Paul. Muted.
Can you guys see that or no?
It's a bit glary.
Yeah, it's a bit glary.
Oh, there.
There it is.
Okay, yeah, there's the. Yeah, gotcha. That's the table.
Yeah, and then I got another picture.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It's electric and it goes up and down, but it only goes to the height of that about here, you know?
Okay.
It's great for working on lawnmowers or things like that.
Oh, good.
It's got a ramp on it, and the center here has got where you can take that center, a center portion of it like this wide off of it, so you can get it up underneath.
Yeah.
So it's like a bit like a garage lift.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. That's an interesting comment, Mark.
One of our-
Manchester and go to South Italy.
I'd like to sell it. I think I paid $700 or $800 for it, but I'd be happy to get 400 or 500 out of it.
Yeah.
But I went and looked at
You say you'd only get $4 or $5 for that?
400 or 500.
Oh, right. I was going to say.
The
Yeah.
I went and looked at electric lifts, and they're all scissor jack ones. This one is just
Oh,
off
yep.
on the side, and it goes up and down. And
Mm.
Yeah, quad bike
Yeah.
lift. Yeah, one of our friends actually worked in a garage, and he had one of them lifts, but also they had a pit that he would go down in.
Yeah.
And he bent down to get a spanner, and his manager didn't see the that he was in the pit. And as he got back up, his manager punched the box that
down
controlled
button.
that controlled the car, the lift, and the lift just gave way and just dropped straight on him, broke his back.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is electric, but it's a screw lift. It's got one of those toggle switches on top.
Oh
And
yeah.
so you push it one way, and it's got a screw that goes down. And the pictures, I don't know if it'll load the pictures or not.
You see, the key is though, Paul, when you list it on, say you listed it on Facebook, you you want £400-500 for it, or $500, put it up for $800.
Yeah. And then
Because
then
Somebody will
they're
come
gonna talk
along
you
and
down.
talk you down, and they think they're getting a bargain.
Yeah, they'll talk you down to $50.
Been so long since I've used this camera, I can't remember how to.
How to take a photo.
No, I know how to take the photo. I just don't know how to upload.
Normally,
It's plugged into my computer. But
Here's one for Paul. Huh?
what's that?
Ducks in a row. I have squirrels and they're everywhere.
Right. Paul, when you plugged your camera in to your computer,
Yeah.
you would open it via File Manager. So if you go to your normal, how you would get your normal pictures, you will see down the side it'll bring up the camera as a separate drive, and then you click on that and you drag and drop.
Well, sure, that's easy for you to say.
Well, look at that bolt going behind you, Paul.
Yeah, it's downbound. Let's see.
Got some nice pictures on it.
Okay, so where would I find the pictures?
Right, go into my computer.
My computer.
Like your C drive stuff.
What? Okay.
And then somewhere on that screen, you should have my computer or my drives, and then it would show up in there.
No.
Yeah, just let me see if I can show you on here. Right. Let me just go into desktop. Screen share. Oh, it doesn't let me show you. Let me see. Share this one.
Hang on a second.
Is that showing up a folder?
Yeah, but I somehow lost you on the screen. All I've got is just a little box in the corner over here.
Oh, if you hover over it, you'll have a little arrow. You click that and it will drop it back to a big screen.
Nope. Nope, it doesn't. Let me
You should
go.
have- It should have in the bottom corner.
Okay. I
Yeah.
got it. All right.
Right. So as you can see, I've got this box here, and you'll have this little box here. It says this PC, and then it'll list your drives. Like I've got local drive C, D, and F.
Wait a second, you're getting ahead of me. I'm still trying to get, okay, I've got the screen up from the main screen. However, it's behind because it lags. So I've got to pull up YouTube. What the hell? I don't think I have.
So to close that off, you click the start menu, just double click documents, and then it comes up, and then you click this PC.
I can't get it to do anything.
Right, let me stop sharing. Do you want to do a screen share and we'll point it out to you?
I can't get over to do a screen share. I haven't got any of the stream running in the background. I don't think.
You see on your taskbar, you'll have the little zoom icon.
Nope. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Click that.
Well, what
and-
it says join a meeting.
Huh?
All it says is join a meeting.
Mm.
You're in a meeting.
You're already in one.
No,
Can't
and not
join.
according to this world.
Oh, interesting.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Nick, don't win.
Okay, I got that going now. So let me see if I can get back to YouTube Live. There we go. Okay,
Right, I need a stick of dynamite.
Hmm.
Dominic.
Yep.
On the panel. Don't take what I'm about to say as something you need to follow. Okay?
Yep.
Dominic, shut the fuck up.
Okay. Oh well. I'll take that to note.
okay, I'm screen sharing now,
Okay.
but I'm screen sharing the delayed version, I think.
Yeah, it would be delayed because Zoom always delays it a little bit.
Right.
Probably I'd say anywhere between 5 and 8 seconds, I think.
Right. Somewhere on the top, you should have a start button. Not on this.
Probably,
No,
I'd say
that's-
it's probably
that's-
because,
You're sharing the browser, not the actual main screen.
yeah, I think because it's maximized.
Yeah, you're sharing the browser rather than.
Yeah.
See, here's all that's the top of mine right there.
No, that's your Chrome.
Yeah.
You should share desktop, not the actual stream.
Let me go back here. I'm going to stop share. Okay. Oh, this getting old sucks. I want to get a gun out and blow my brains out right here and live.
Well, if you're gonna do that, do me first.
Yeah.
You know, I used to know this shit. I don't know why I don't know it anymore.
Mm.
I'll tell you why, because they keep changing shit.
Mm.
No, and I keep forgetting shit. That's my problem.
I refuse to go to Windows 11 until they let me have the screen layout that I'm used to, and it has to stay to Windows 7.
Mm.
I'm not having no Windows 11.
Yep. Now, I saw Windows 11 went, what the hell's going on?
Why? I just don't get it. And it's so, the uptake of Windows 11 is so bad that they've already announced Windows 12.
Yay. Windows, I think Windows has to go back to the old XP user interface.
No. It has to go back to the Windows 3.1 where it was genuine Windows.
No, definitely. Yeah.
People were like, Windows 3.1.
Yeah.
I've actually seen a video of somebody connecting Windows 3.1 to the internet.
That'd be great. Yeah.
It done off going to a meltdown.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell's this?
Okay. So we're still.
Well, the local council have still not answered any of my emails or calls. So
Oh, no.
I've gone straight back to my local councillor and told her she's not impressed. She's actually sending in a urgent message tomorrow to say something needs to be done now. Whether they listen.
Looks like a motorbike lift is what Mark was saying, and I probably was. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the old quad bike lift.
I bought it for smaller things to get up in the air, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, what I bought it for was I used to have a dog that I loved that couldn't go up and down the steps anymore out back. So I bought that and put it on the side of the outside deck, and he used to get on it, and I'd lift him up, and he'd get on in the house.
Well, the things we do for animals.
Yeah.
You know, I built a lift once for the finch cage because we had a finch that couldn't fly. So I actually built a lift where if she actually jumped in it, the pressure of her would start the motor and it would lift her up. And as soon as she got out, it would drop straight back down. But after 2 uses of it, she wouldn't use it again. Hey, Lenny.
See, this is an old camera, an old Olympus, and it doesn't have an SD card.
Oh, my God.
It's got internal memory only.
That is old.
There's no place for an SD card.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
Just
it's
had a massive gust of wind.
well, it's funny, at the end
No,
of my-
not that sort of wind. No, just a really big gust of wind then.
So, Paul, you said that middle bit would lifts out, yeah?
But what?
The middle bit lifts out on that.
Yeah, in other words, like the deck is probably this wide, and then it's got a metal insert that makes it smooth, but you put your finger in a little hole and lift it off.
Well, I've got an idea for it.
What's that?
Put it on either side of your toilet. You can lift it up.
But it's it's just been sitting in the garage. You know, that dog's been gone for 4 or 5 years, and it's just been sitting in the garage.
Okay.
And what did it become is a catch-all, you know? It's like I just put stuff on it, just put stuff on it, put stuff under it, put stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that goes, Dominic.
You know, that's
Yeah.
the problem in life. We buy all this shit and we're like, oh, I like that. and then you don't use it again, but you can't get rid of it because one day you may want to use it again.
No, I'm never going to want to use it because I'm past the stage where I can fix anything. My hands, my back, my knees, I can't get down, and I know.
You can't get down anymore.
Yep.
You know, like I parked my bus there at the churchyard this afternoon. I looked up, crap, air ambulance went screaming over top of me. Yeah, I just sitting there, looked it up. Here's what happened. And a motorcycle airlifted the hospital pile and 2-vehicle crash. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's over at Sparta Line by Centennial. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I seen him. He was coming, he was heading over to London Hospital with that motorcycle guy. Mark said you'd be able to get a better price if you sell it as a motorbike lift. Or, yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it's set up for that, you know?
Yep.
Oh, that looks almost like it, but it's not quite.
Hmm.
Well, Paul, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna get going here. So it's almost 7 o'clock anyway. So,
Mm.
anyways, we'll see you all in the morning, eh?
Okay,
Anybody
Paul.
want to? Anyone want to stop at this hotel in
Yeah.
Blackpool?
Hey, there you go.
Literally, the whole of it's just a shell now.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay, cool. Okay, I'm out of here. See ya.
That's
Okay,
right,
Paul.
Paul.
Say, Paul.
Yeah, all this side here, they're searching for bodies because they saw people living in that section. This all went up in smoke, and it actually goes down into a basement as well.
Wow.
And on this side here, you've got this hotel that's damaged with the fire, but the one next to it that isn't damaged may have to close because they're going to knock the whole lot down. They think when they take the main wall out, it'll take the whole building down.
Well, what do you think? I don't know. I think maybe we should call it.
Yeah,
That's up to you. I don't mind.
I'm happy with that too.
Okay. All right. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again maybe tomorrow.
Yep.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
We'll catch you
bye-bye.
later. Bye.